Hey, welcome back everybody. We are going to continue with our idea of loosening the plug on the bottom of the catch can to just let whatever moisture come through there come out and see if we're okay with that. I don't know. Let's check it.
Headaches and heartbreakers, wearing sunglasses, foxing yay, eyes on haters. This ain't 90210, this 98201. Fuck me hard, ride me long, like this is God's son. The print ain't blue, it's cat. These kids is holding back trick or treat, obsolete. Baby orange with blue tags, just done being sweet. She'll fuck you
Run it like that for a little while.
One day, play the A, the boss will just say.
See how much moisture I have hitting that frame rail, and if it ain't much, then I'll leave it. If it is more than I'm willing to live with, then I'll just get a bigger can. Okie dokie.
I like when you fold it.
We're going
and like
to
it, play it, and buy it. All the same thing, baby.
see if we can't get this gasket to sit in the solenoid housing correctly, and then we're going to put some sealant around it too. Probably cleaned it or something, and the filter came out of the gasket, and I was like, well, I'm just gonna put the gasket over the filter or something, and no, you can't do it that way. That's no bueno. So here we are, a barrier ATV for this bad boy. We don't want any leaks, yeah. You can see I already did that to the top gasket, and I haven't had any problems with that. The last time I did that with the pre-existing gasket, to tell you the truth. And when I bought this gasket, it came with a new top gasket, but since I ATV'd the top gasket when I was having issues with it, and it wasn't leaking when this gasket came in, when both the gaskets came in, I'm like, well, it broke, don't fix it. So I got a new top gasket in the drawer, because the other one was just looking really flat. The gasket looked, I mean, who knows how long it'd been in there. I was hoping if I got a new filtered gasket that I'd be happy, I wouldn't need to put any ATV on it, but here we are. And I talked about maybe filling this thing or whatever and all that, but then clean my hands a little bit more with my, now real quick, before I mount this thing all the way home, give it a quick port probe, try and free it up from oil a little bit. Once over again one more time, and lower probe for the lower port, and start to mounting this bad boy. And right after I made that, boom, 2 more screws stripped out on the vtech solenoid. Didn't have to tap those ones though. Found some longer ones. They went past where the original bolts I had went, and grabbed in torque to spec. You're on the sensor for support. Rounds, but I'm gonna go in 2 rounds anyway. I'll start out with 5. Alright, it's been 24 hours. The ATV is cured by now. Probably should have waited until after the test, but I went ahead and hosed it down with some degreaser, wiped off the bell, the drip areas. So hopefully we took care of the situation with the leaky vtech solenoid, and there isn't anything wrong with the deck and nothing else leaking. And then I seen this. Looks like the temperature sensor here came off the line, so we're gonna see what we can do with this. Well, I was about to cut this thing open, but it feels like sensor is loose in this shroud. So if I can get it out without cutting the back of the shroud. Of course, this thing is 20 years old now. Wants to just fall apart in my hand. Push this bad boy out. And it looks like it's just pretty much like a regular wire connector.
When it comes to fear, it gets no stronger. Fuck your mind, I flex it clearer. It's your face, deep in the mirror.
Big shrink tube on, all the way to the back. I'm gonna go with the smaller shrink tube that's going to shrink to the base of the sensor cover. I need to put the sensor cover on. Clean some of this wire up. Looks like there. I've got the shroud over the wire and the wire through the shroud. Now for the connector. Connector actually can come out of the casing. The print ain't blue, it's cat. These kids is holding back trick or treat. Obsolete, baby orange with blue tags. Just done being sweet. She'll fuck you up all weekend. One day, play that. Do this gently here to save the casing here. Get the connector out. The casing. Try anyway. Come on out of there, buddy. There it is. Get that guy. Oh, lost it. It sounds like it went down to the ground. You can write that in the comments when you drop something in the engine bay and it just disappears. Never to be seen again. And maybe, just maybe, you may hear something. Looks like there's another little spot right here that was crimped over on the wire. I'm going to open that up.
I flex it clearer, it's your face, deep in the mirror.
To spread, I think I'm just going to use the back crimping area and crimp it the best I can and go from there. Alright, let's try this again. Thread the needle.
Don't know you, baby. You tell me I'm crazy. Waste a step all over you, making a baby. Down on all
I crimped it, now I'm going to bend the wire over it. Out of that too, but I don't know if there's enough room inside this for a piece of solder to go in there. Just a little bit on the back side here. Just to try and lock it up a little bit. Just a little bit. That's tight trying to get that to snap back on there. I have it half clipped right now. Alright, there's only one way that connector fits inside that clip, so we've got it clipped now. Right on. Back inside the shroud, and I'm gonna go with my smaller loom first. because I want to cover the whole shroud with shrink tube. And I also want a smaller shrink tube to transition from the bigger one down to the smaller one, so it actually kind of protects the wire a little bit. I'm gonna be careful not to melt anything in there. So I got it on low, and I'm holding it away too. And I got my hand in there so I can kind of feel how hot it's getting in that transition tube. Shrunk. Now for the bigger tube. Oh dang. Of course it was shrinking back there. That's getting hot. I'm just gonna hit it in waves so I don't get things too warm down there. I don't want to burn my hand. I don't want to melt any of these sensors. Oh, there we go. Give it a quick blast without my hand. This is just too hot. Too hot for me. Alright, that looks pretty good. There we go. All nice and protected up. Hooked back up. Looking good. No, it's back in the wire loom that I originally had on for protection. Because, of course, my wiring harness is 20 years old. Very good, very good. Stuff plugged back in. Sweet. And if you guys see, I put a little color on my machine work there. Yeah. So I think I'm going to put the plug back in the catch can because some of that residue-y looking drip. Hey, look, frame drip. Pun intended. Anyway, I'm going to put my plug back in, let it catch. Hopefully it doesn't fill up all the time. Or maybe I can run a separate line to another location where I can drain it easier, or just whatever, leave it where it's at and unbolt it every time I want to drain it or whatever. Yeah. So far I'm not seeing anything excessively leaking out. And I don't see a puddle of oil like I had before, but we're not quite up to temp yet, so we'll see how it goes. Alright, we're looking good. It's up to temp. The fan's going in the correct location. Nothing's dripping off the bottom. I don't see anything dripping, running. Everything looks good. Next thing to tackle, I want to take the AEM wideband connection to D14 pin on the P72 or the P28. I forget which one I have. I think I got the P72 OBD1. It doesn't get the full 5 volts. I've been reading online, so I want to take that and pin it into D14, and I think online it was saying I have to remove 2 other wires that I don't even know are actually running on my system, because I got the jumper harness because I went from OBD2 to OBD1. So anyway, we're gonna get into that too. Stay tuned.